Valaslin, blood writing. After my encounter with the Daelish elves on the road to Nevada, I studied every book on the elves I could find. I sought out legends and myths and history and tried to make sense of it all. But there is only so much one can learn from books. I knew that in order to truly understand the Daelish, I would have to seek them out, a dreadful idea in hindsight. In my defense, I was young, and also inebriated when the idea popped into my head. Unfortunately, even after I had regained some measure of sobriety, the idea still held appeal. It proved remarkably resistant to my attempts to ignore it. I gave in after months of that nagging thought at the back of my head, and set out to learn about the Daelish firsthand. I tramped through the forests bordering Orlais for weeks before I finally found, or was found by, a Daelish hunter. I stumbled into one of his traps, and suddenly was hanging from a tree with a rope about my ankles. So there I was, defenseless, upside down, with my robe over my head, my underclothes on display. Descriptions of my predicament might elicit laughter these days, but trust me when I say it was a situation I would not wish on anyone. No, it wouldn't really elicit laughter these days, because we don't have television with cartoons that make it a laughing matter. Being upside down in the middle of the forest is a deadly, deadly, deadly predicament, because you will die of suffocation. It's actually a thing that happens, and it's I think it's got to do with the blood going to your brain or something. It's bad. Don't do that, or be found in that situation. Thankfully, my ridiculous appearance may have caused my captor to stay his hand. What threat is a silly human with his pants showing? And so he sat, made a small fire, and began to skin the deer he had caught. Hopefully not in the same trap. I soon mustered the courage to speak. I tried to assure him that I was not there to harm him, but he laughed at this, and replied that if I were to harm him, I had failed terribly. Or if I were there to harm him, I had failed terribly. Eventually, we got to talking, and when I say talking, I mean that I asked him questions, and occasionally he would deign to answer. He told me that while some Daelish actively seek out human travelers to rob or frighten, most of his people would rather be left alone. He seemed to believe that punishing the humans for actions only led to more violence. I asked him, which is incidentally something that the humans don't believe about the elves, I asked him about the intricate tattoos on his face, and he told me they were called Valaslin, blood writing. They were symbols of Andruil, the huntress, one of the most highly revered elven goddesses. He said the Daelish mark themselves to stand out from humans and from those of their kin who have chosen to live under human rule. He said that Valaslin remind his people that they must never again surrender their beliefs. When he finished skinning the deer, he cut me down. By the time I had righted myself and conquered the dizziness of all the blood rushing out of my head, he was gone. I do not recommend that my readers seek out the Daelish for themselves. I was very lucky to have met the man that I did, and to have walked away from our meeting unscathed. Perhaps the Maker watches over those who seek knowledge with an open heart. I certainly would like to think so. Well, yes, maybe. Probably not. Because the, secrecy and all that Didn't the Maker, close his big heaven CD because people wanted to know more things?
Watch your steps, Shem. You don't know how many Daelish arrows are trained on you right now.
So you're Irish.
Shemlin. Wonderful. Make your business here quick.
I will sell you my junk. And,
Daelish crafting is second to none. Don't hold the chisel like that. You'll cut off your thumb.
Yes, Master Island.
I wish you would.
If either of us is likely to cut themselves, it's you.
That's enough. More working, less talking.
And I can take the map of occupied Kirkwall. Wait, what? A map with a generous interpretation of the reach of Orlais. Many similar documents were thrown from window. Oh, it's a side quest. Oh, right. That's why it feels weird. And we also have Arlathan, Part 1. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots, and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death. for we know they wandered the Fade in dreams. In those dreams, our people called all the land Elvahanen, which in the old language means, quote, place of our people, unquote. And at the center of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Par Vollen to the north, called Shemlin, or, quote, quicklings, unquote, by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to humans' diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. Would you say... What? That's not how natural causes work. You can't... Elves didn't have a concept of natural causes, I say. And if they did, then the diseases wouldn't be natural. Because it clearly isn't. Anyway, what's more, those elves who spent time bartering and negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believed that they were getting old because the humans stressed them out. That's what happened. Many believed they grew gray hair and wrinkles, and that's how they... Oh, you're aging, gross. Anyway, many believed that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvahanan off from the humans for fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. I question the validity of thinking that long-lived humanoids would do things in any slower pace, and in fact would center their understanding of other cultures around how long they lived. I question that because the biggest denominator is probably not the word, but the biggest rule for how fast humans want to live isn't how long they live. It is how much they remember. And that is such a big rule around our cultures that it also affects the way we create things around us. Like, for example, our houses and the buildings that we have and the art that we create. There's a lot to say about humans being capable of looking at a stone and saying, we as a culture, and certainly not me as a person, but we as a culture don't remember a time when this stone wasn't here. But if you live for millennia, then the stones will not disappear after millennia, but to be an immortal, you wouldn't see the stones as humans do. Because for us, humans, stones are endless. We make a house of stones, and it's going to be there for forever. Unless somebody breaks it or the house falls down. There's things that can happen to houses of stone. But if you make a statue and make a castle and make all that sort of stuff. And obviously, in modern days, this aspect of our culture is a little bit changed because we just have a completely different understanding of the world. But historically speaking, it is an important aspect. How long you remember your ancestors' deeds on the land around you and all this sort of stuff. So, if anything, typically, we see that the elves, are all tree-hugging and all that sort of stuff. If anything, I would say that the elves in Dragon Age would live a lot faster. They wouldn't necessarily die, obviously, because they're immortal, or they were, or all that sort of stuff. But they would just be hurried all the time. Because, trees. Obviously they wouldn't be, but, trees don't last forever. Or they don't last as long as stone. So they would have a different perspective. All I'm saying is that life expectancy doesn't have anything to do with how long it takes us to do things. If humans in 1,000 years suddenly have 3 times or 10 times the lifespan that we have right now, they're gonna live even faster than we are, most likely, although that will be due to many other aspects, because their Facebook is gonna be very, very good instead of ours. That sucks. But no, I kid. The point is, it's a weird sort of trope that it makes that writers fall onto. They think of these civilizations of ageless people and just say, oh, they really look down on us because we die fast. Yeah, like humans look down on cats and dogs because they die fast. Like, who do we like best? A dog or a fox? I mean, just as a cultural thing, if you were to ask, do humans like dogs better than they like foxes? The answer is yes. Yes, they do like dogs better than they like foxes. But foxes live for 30, 40 years in captivity, not out in the wild. Dogs only live for 20 to 30 at most. So foxes live longer. And we don't look down on dogs because, oh, you die too fast. Same thing goes for other pets. They can be birds, for example. They tend not to live too long, although some birds do. The Tale of Ilorin. In the days after the rising of Zazikel. Well, I don't think I want to know about that. Ilorin prepared for them all around the camp, and they killed a bunch. Okay, well, there we go. Keeper Marithari. I talked to you already.
Shemlin. Wonderful. Make your business here quick.
I am Master Islan, a crafter for this clan. Forced to stay so close to this Shemlin city, I've seen my share of outsiders pass through our camp. Is there something you needed?
Are you a specialist? What sort of things do you make?
A Daelish crafter does many things. We create weapons, armor, anything our clan has need of.
I don't need anything right now.
Of course. What are you doing? Work with the grain of the wood, not against it.
Sorry, Master Alan.
I told you that you were doing it wrong.
Shut up!
Wow, that's basic stuff.
Daelish crafting is second to none, I assure you.
Oh, I didn't hear. You must be the one the Keeper told me about. Anethera.
I'm so sorry. I didn't ask your name. Unless... It's not rude to ask a human their name, is it? I'm Merrill, which you probably knew already. I'm rambling, sorry.
No, rambling is good.
Why are you leaving the Daelish for Kirkwall?
I have to. Let's leave it at that for now, alright?
I get the feeling you're in trouble.
It's not like that. Not exactly, anyway. The Keeper and I have disagreements, but it will sort itself out in time.
Did you hear that strange noise?
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, that was me doing the business. Don't worry about it.
You seem awfully nervous.
I've never met a human before. Dalish mothers frighten their children with stories about you, you know. Not you, personally, of course. I'm sure they don't have any tales about you. Or not scary ones, at least. Not that you're not notable enough to have a story. I'll just shut up now.
We didn't get a proper introduction.
I am... or was, I suppose. The first to keep a Marathari. I've studied the old ways for as long as I can remember. I know things. The law of the Daelish that can help us get to the summit of Sundermort.
My name is Hawk. Glad to make your acquaintance, Merrill.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm not very experienced with your kind. The Keeper said you came from Ferelden. I spent most of my life there. We only came north a few years ago. Have you been in the Free Marches long? Do you like it here?
Oh, I miss the cold. And the dirt. Kirkwall's not brown enough for me. But hey, no Darkspawn.
Ferelden wasn't that brown. The dirt and muck gave it character. We should go. Your task is for Asher Bellinar. It's not wise to make her wait.
What do we have to do with the amulet?
It's a funeral of sorts. I'll perform it when we get to the mountaintop. Getting there is the tricky part. Our hunters haven't been able to reach the summit. Dark things are about.
I take it you've been expecting me to bring this amulet for some time.
The Keeper brought us here to wait for you. I don't know much more than that. I do know that you have Asher Bellinar's amulet, and we must bring it to the altar on the mountaintop. Nothing more.
Do you know the witch who sent me here?
No, not personally. My people tell stories of her, though. You're very lucky. Most people who meet Asher Bellinar wind up in little pieces, hanging from the trees.
Let's get this over with.
Hanging from the trees. And she's not a companion. Well, I guess that's for the better, because she's a mage. Oh, freaking hell. Yeah, that scared me a little bit, but it's the soundtrack doing the scaring. So, I'm just gonna move you back over here, because we need to do damage. It's a kill. That is gonna be a kill. Good. Oh, that one is tough. Okay, let's fall back. See what I can do here. That is a kill. Oh, this is going well. Varric is incredible. If I focus the attacks properly with him, it makes such a difference.
The Keeper didn't mention you were a mage.
I imagine it's difficult to give away something nobody wants.
All Keepers know a bit of old magic. The stories tell us that all Elven once had the gift. But like so many things, it was lost. It's a Keeper's job to remember, to restore what we can.
Can't demons possess Daelish mages?
It can happen. And when it does, the clan must hunt and kill their own Keeper.
It can happen? I guess demons are just learning how to possess everything. Because it shouldn't happen. They don't have dreams. That's the same I think. That's the same reason why they can't possess dwarves. I don't remember the details exactly.
Does the Chantry know about the Daelish mages?
Oh, they know. Keeper Marathari told me that was one of the reasons we never camped too long in one place. They usually won't pursue us if we stay away from the cities and towns and keep moving. But my clan is now in more danger, having lost our Hala.
If you go to Kirkwall, you'll be an apostate in a city full of Templars.
I know. But if I don't go to Kirkwall, I'll be alone. A solitary elf is easy prey for anyone. In the city, I can get lost in the crowd.
It's a good reason.
I'm glad you decided to pitch in back there.
Oh, you're welcome. I wasn't sure I'd be much good. I've done a little fighting before, but it was always alone. I'll try not to hit anyone. On our side, I mean. I'm babbling again. Let's go.
Oh, she's adorable. And so well performed as well. And so well written. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go. Is she actually going to be a companion, though? I get the impression that maybe she's going to be the new... Okay. There's a few corpses here. Let's do it like this, and let's get you out of there. She's gonna be the new Morgana. What was her name in the first game? I don't know what the name was. That guy does not want to die. There's something going on with that. Ooh, that's what's up. Okay. Yeah, you're under attack, but don't come here. Stand your ground, do the stuns, and heal yourself. It's easy. You can do it. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of them. Stop moving and take it. Oh yeah, they do love coming for me. which is reasonable, because I do the most damage, I think. Are we not going to get any ballistas, I wonder? Okay, that's a kill there. Because if it's just Bianca that I need to upgrade, I mean, I'm okay with that. You know, his weapon. Hello.
So the Keeper finally found someone to take you from here.
Yes.
Then finish your task quickly, human. We cannot be rid of this one too soon.
I'm sensing a story here.
I have made my choice. And I will save our clan whatever you think.
As much as you've got. Oh, some of the middle lines are really funny.
What's going on here, Merrill?
Nothing. Just ignorance. We should go.
It's not just ignorance. It's also ooh, a rock slide here. What's that supposed to be?
A landslide blocked the path. There's a cave that should take us to the other side.
Oh, okay. It's also the effects of that ignorance. Oh, this place looks great. There it is. There's the rock. This place looks fantastic. These rocks are weird. But they are elven rocks, I think.
I'm sorry. You're not really seeing the Daelish at their best. We're good people that look out for each other. Just not today, apparently.
Is there anything I can do to help?
It's kind of you to ask. I'm fine. Even if my people don't appreciate my efforts, I must see this through. Let's go. Ashabelanar isn't known for her patience.
Wait, is she here waiting for us? I thought this was a sort of do-it-on-your-own timeline kind of deal. I mean, I did not come here right away, even though I could. And it's a good thing that I didn't, unless this stuff is leveled to my level, which could be.
Let's finish this.
Let us finish this, yes. Okay, that's a kill. There's a few more spiders here, ready for a stun.
You are not enough.
That was good enough. Let's get you back here. Let's attack you. Let's do it. Do that big swing. Let's get Varric to reposition, because he does the most damage. Good. Have we been in this dungeon before, I wonder? I don't think we have. Gloves of the Spiral Eye. The Spiral Eye is a new codex entry? What? Items is a new codex entry? The Kirkwall has been a tinderbox since becoming a center of Templar power in Eastern Thedas. Of the hundreds of mages that live in the Gallows, it is perhaps telling that the most well-known are its apostates. Seridweth, potentially, was one such infamous apostate. She lived during the latter half of the Storm Age and was known for hunting priests and Templars that abused their charges excessively. Seridweth, that the word excessively there is carrying a lot of weight. Seridweth was also known as the Watcher of the Spiral Eye, so named for the spiral glyph she marked near her victims. She was just a big fan of Junji Ito. Templar records show that Seridweth was captured and made tranquil in 790 Storm, whatever that means. Many refuse to believe this, so her legend lives on. Yeah. That's how the Chantry do. That's how the Chantry do. That said, let's look at our actual item. So we got Smuggler's Robe over here. We don't need that. The gloves over... Oh, they are incredible. They're a huge amount of armor. They add mana, stamina, and there's a bonus for the complete set. Guess what? I am sure I've been missing a bunch. Ooh, also boots. Nah. I think they might be better than our current ones. Yeah, they're probably better. Just keep it and let's go. The Underfells. They're a land of shocking extremes. It's the most desolate place in all the world. Well, hopefully we go there, and when we do, we're not going there. It's just random stuff. And we got some silverite over here, which is important for what? For the people of Underfells. Makes sense? So I leveled up. Unfortunately, Varric didn't. That is quite unfortunate. Let's venture forth, then. A barrier. Do you need to break that barrier with a ritual? There's also a pile of bones back here. And we have level ups. Let's do that. Magic. And hopefully, haste. Activated ability. Let's go with it. And no level up for you. Haste. I'll put it over here, and I'll use it as a buff, because it's what it is. No, that's the heal. Haste goes here. Here. Yeah, it's pretty good. And as for you, I could give you a little bit of extra strength. That's good. She doesn't do that much damage. And as for tanking, she now has access to immovable. She's a sustained mode. It's pretty powerful. And in fact, might be just what I need. Let's go with that. Immovable is really, really good. Oh, but that is... Let's put it over here. Basically, damage resistance stacking 8% per hit. Attack speed stacking minus 5% per hit. Movement speed stacking minus 5% per hit. And the duration is 5 seconds per hit. It doesn't quite work like it did in the first game. But it's good for tanking. It's like specialized tanking.
I can open the way forward. One moment.
Blood magic? Foolish. Very foolish.
Yes, it was blood magic, but I know what I'm doing. The spirit helped us, didn't it?
The barrier is gone, certainly.
Nobody ever denied that blood magic was useful.
Be careful up ahead. Restless things prowl the heights. In the days of Arlathon, the elders came here to sleep. Uthanara. The endless dream, they called it. But they don't sleep peacefully anymore.
Fenris did not like that at all. Evelyn didn't like that either. I guess we're just never gonna have them on our side. It's kind of brutal. They seem pretty peaceful to me.